What happens when a middle-aged woman catches her young neighbor spying on her as she undresses through her window? It's a story of unexpected connections and forbidden desires. Today, we're exploring a fascinating tale from the 2007 British television show, Meadowlands. Our story begins with Brenda, a resilient single mother, trying to settle into her new life in Meadowlands. One evening, while in her bedroom getting undressed, she notices something unsettling. Her young neighbor, Mark, watching her through his window. Brenda is taken aback. She quickly shuts her curtain, her mind racing with questions. Who is this young man, and why is he watching her? But the story doesn't end there. Later that evening, she sees Mark watching again. This time, instead of closing the curtain, she hesitates. She starts taking off her clothes, leaving Mark to watch. Mark was shocked as Brenda's naked body was left exposed to him. There's a moment of silent communication, a tension hanging thick in the air. But it was all too much for Brenda, and she started to cry. Meanwhile, Brenda's daughter, Jezebel, has developed a crush on Mark. She visits him, hoping to impress him and get his opinion on what to wear for the town fair. But Mark seems distracted and uninterested, leaving Jezebel heartbroken with mean remarks. She ran home crying and sulked in her room. When she tells Brenda that Mark upset her, Brenda, filled with protective motherly instincts, decides to confront him. Brenda marches over to Mark's house, ready to give him a piece of her mind. She starts yelling at Mark and lecturing him, but when she sees how troubled he is, her anger softens. She comforts him, and in a moment of vulnerability, Mark forcefully kisses Brenda. It's a bold move that leaves her stunned. She gently pushes him away and advises him to talk to someone about his feelings.
You listen to me. I don't like confrontation. I don't do that. I've never done that, even though I should have done with every man I've ever... I do confrontation when it comes to Jezebel. Now, some people, some cynical people, like yourself and like Jack Donnelly, you can say it's all one big illusion, can't you? But the thing is, Jezebel is beautiful because we tell her she's beautiful. And if we didn't tell her that she was beautiful, then she would be... We're all in this together, Mark. New people, new lives. We help each other. That's the Meadowlands way. And if you're going to live here, you're going to have to learn to love God. You're crying, Mark. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mark. Mark, you okay? Oh, Mark! No!
Mark is left embarrassed and runs up to his room. Despite her warnings, Mark continues to watch Brenda. The tension builds each time their eyes meet through the windows. Finally, Brenda snaps. She confronts Mark once more, telling him to stay away. But in a twist of emotions, this confrontation leads to a deeper, more honest conversation between them. She asks him why he kissed her, telling him that he is just desperate and how she lets men use and abuse her in her relationships.
Right, you keep away from me. And stop looking at me like that. Why do you have to kiss me like that, eh? You don't find me attractive, do you? Don't answer that. You're young and desperate, and I'm... Well, we won't say what I am, because I'll just have one of my episodes. What I am is a doormat. And at the start of every single relationship, I just let men walk all over me. You couldn't walk over anyone, could you?
She proposes a one-time deal to Mark, giving him what he wants. She takes him by the arm and leads him into the house and up to the bedroom where they make love for the first time. They're both left breathless, and Mark asks her if they can do it again right away. As Brenda and Mark's relationship continues to evolve, the complexities and challenges they face begin to mount. Brenda receives a bouquet of flowers on her doorstep, a gesture that seems sweet at first, but leaves her feeling uneasy. The card is unsigned, but she suspects it's from Mark, a silent acknowledgement of their growing connection. This seemingly innocent act stirs up a mix of emotions in Brenda, who is torn between her attraction to Mark and the societal norms that frown upon their relationship. Mark pays Brenda a surprise visit that evening. She tries to tell him that they can't have sex right now, but Mark insists as Jezebel is out of the house. Jezebel, on the other hand, is increasingly disheartened by Mark's lack of interest in her. She asks Mark why he hasn't been around in a while. He insinuates that he has a girlfriend and has been busy with her. Matters come to a head when Brenda is confronted by Mark's father. He has noticed Mark spending a lot of time at Brenda's house and mistakenly believes that Mark is pursuing Jezebel.
Is that what's going on with Mark, eh? Is that why he's always in your house? Jezebel's trying to convince him to be happy. I'm going to have a word with him about that.
No, listen, I'll talk to Jezebel. I'll put a stop to it, okay?
This confrontation leaves Brenda shaken. She realizes that their relationship cannot continue in the shadows without repercussions. To protect her daughter and herself from further complications, Brenda decides to end things with Mark, despite her deepening feelings for him.
It's over, you and me. We're done.
What do you mean? Why? What have I done wrong? Why?
Listen, somebody might find out, Mark.
Who cares if somebody finds out?
I care, okay? I'm sorry.
Mark, however, is not ready to let go. In an attempt to make Brenda jealous and to assert his own feelings, he begins to spend more time with Jezebel. His plan works, and Brenda finds herself consumed with jealousy and regret. She realizes that her feelings for Mark are stronger than she had admitted, but she is also aware of the impossible situation they are in. Her emotions are further complicated when she awkwardly requests birth control pills from her doctor, a moment that underscores her conflicted state of mind.
I was wondering if you could do me one for some type of contraception.
Brenda,
I've read it's good for the skin.
but you have the complexion of a peach. Is it any wonder that a man should find you desirable?
I told you, it's for me skin.
The final confrontation between Brenda and Mark is inevitable. Brenda discovers Mark and Jezebel together, with Mark in bed and Jezebel in lingerie, leading to a heated argument between Brenda and Jezebel, revealing that the reason they moved to this town in the first place was because Brenda was in a toxic relationship with a man who abused Brenda and her daughter. When that man was accused of serious crimes against other women, he forced Brenda to exonerate him by giving him a false alibi. She was then hated and vilified by her community and the newspapers for what she did, forcing her to leave her home and start anew somewhere they are not known. Brenda confronts Mark and accuses him of using her just like all other men. Mark denies her accusations and angers Brenda, causing her to hit him.
Don't you bloody talk to me like that, you little bloody... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not evil.
Brenda reveals her traumatic past, sharing with Mark the reasons behind her guarded nature and the decisions she has made. In this intense moment, Brenda opens up about her low self-esteem and past abuses, acknowledging how these experiences have shaped her actions and decisions. She admits that every man she has been with has used and abused her, and she fears repeating the same mistakes with Mark. This raw honesty creates a moment of vulnerability and connection between Brenda and Mark, but it also highlights the insurmountable barriers they face. Jezebel suddenly walks in on them as they are about to kiss, and she finally connects the dots to what was going on behind her back.
He's shagging someone. Who is it? He won't say. And then there's you, happy as a dog with two tails. 'Cause you're getting orgasmed.
Jezebel hatches a plan to get back at her mother. She makes Mark invite Brenda to the town party so she can expose her being with a younger man. She is very upset with her mother and tries to reason with her again. She gives her a choice between her daughter, or a 17-year-old boy. Ultimately, Brenda decides to end things with Mark for good. She realizes that the complications and societal judgments are too much to handle. Despite her feelings, she understands that continuing their relationship would only lead to more pain and confusion for everyone involved. Brenda acknowledges her need to rebuild her self-esteem and focus on her own happiness and well-being. As the story concludes, neither Brenda nor Jezebel end up with Mark. Brenda's journey is one of self-discovery and personal growth. She learns the importance of self-worth and the complexity of age gap relationships. the tale of Brenda and Mark is a reminder of the challenges and emotional turmoil that can accompany such relationships, leaving viewers with much to ponder and reflect upon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us continue to bring you more fascinating stories from the world of film and television. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll never miss another episode. Hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we upload new content. We have plenty more captivating tales to share with you, and we wouldn't want you to miss out.